Hello everybody, my name is RPG and welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force 3. On the continued adventures of Emperor Domeric and most of the Imperial Army don't seem to be terribly nice people, we're going to be looting the rest of Swampland. The only thing I've done off screen is I finally remembered to use that quick chicken. So Median's got 4 extra agility now, that he doesn't need, but you know, I used every single other stat booster apart from the MP ones on him, so why change the habit of a lifetime, I thought. So yeah, he's used that now. He's stronger. He's almost as strong as God himself. The first thing I'm going to do before I actually bother to explore is I need to go and sort some stuff out in the inventory-wise because I'm full of mithril. I'm full of mithril and other junk, and I need to clean out inventory before I can actually loot anything properly. So I'll probably deposit stuff, loot the town, loot the castle. And that'll be it for today. So, I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So I don't need that, or that. I've got a lot of mithril now, like enough to make, I think, at least 1 weapon for everybody, possibly 2. Actually, you can get rid of that as well. I'm pretty sure there are 2 Anks in this town. Right, Waltz has got nothing, and why are you in the party? You need a weapon. I'm going to try and give everybody a free slot. So if I do end up buying something for them, it makes it easy. So I got really excited in the last fight because I thought Zero was going to get the Shiva sword. And no, he's not. Because Kiosk technically died in a cutscene, I think. So he doesn't drop it. I'm tempted to sell this. But I'll deposit it for now. That needs to go to Median. And then I can sell the Mist Rapier, because I'm definitely not going to need that. Are there any stat boosters in here that I've forgotten about? Nope. So let's just hand that rapier over real quick. Median is easily going to hit 100 attack by the end of this. Which is preposterous. Yeah, he's assuming he only ever gains 1 attack for the next 7 levels. He hits 100 attack by level 18. Realistically, he's probably going to be on like 103, 104, maybe even 105. Actually, he's going to be way higher than that because he still doesn't have his ultimate weapon. Like, you'd think God Rapier sounds pretty final in terms of strength, but it's not. Don't need to move anybody, I'm happy with the party. Right, so we'll go back to looting Swampland. I like this town, actually. It's nice. It's got a little bit of a like quaint countryside peaceful vibe. Which is, you know, interesting given that they live in a swamp. I'm assuming this here, what are the Empire up to? I'm assuming that's related to Prince Laurent. So, because like he's obviously there with the Bullzome sect, attempting to take Aspia to prove to Domeric that it's worth his time. Or at this point, to be honest, given that Domeric like shunned him, maybe he's not. So there's an item in here that's very important. The Gaia Axe, which I'm pretty sure is the strongest axe in the game. So, at least in scenario 2. So that goes to Rock and makes him into an absolute monster. And we can sell his other one. And I have a sneaking suspicion there's something else in this house. There is. Money. Which actually is starting to be sort of relevant now. Because I'm getting to the point where I need to make mithril weapons for everybody. They did go through the volcano. We spared the baby dragon's life and the game remembers. Isn't that nice? That does mean, unfortunately, there is an enemy that we'll never see now. Why? But if we killed it, its mother would get very angry. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't realise that about Kyos and Daka. That, they lost all of... I mean, I understand that they rebelled and were part of the rebellion, but that added some clarification as to why. That's quite nice. I talked to you already, didn't I? Yeah. Right. I think there's something in the box there that I won't need. I think it's a dark matter. But it's worth chatting to all the villagers. To feed the worms in the marsh. Oh, I see. I wonder if this is where the poison worms come from. Because I'm sure they come from like swamps and marshes. And off the top of my head, I'm sure there was it was either in maybe in Vagabond or a bookshelf somewhere that talks about... Yeah, use this dark matter. Talks about they only live in like the south, I think. Which I think this is the south, isn't it? This part of... Oh, lucky cookie. We might as well use that now. I think that puts him on 9 luck. Yeah, that'll do. Symbios was on 9 luck. We get all the heroes to 9. They should be pretty set. They're more or less immune to status ailments at that point. Not completely, but more or less. Yeah, indeed, it does seem like that, doesn't it? I'm assuming Swampland will be annexed to the Empire, assuming nothing else happens. Is there an item tucked away in this house? I suspect the answer to that is no. Based on that. Not at all, unfortunately. Oh well, got a little bit of story. I do need to buy a thing or two from the weapon shop. Let's have a pop in the church, see if there's anybody lurking in here. Like I said, I did want the Shiva sword for 0, but Kios didn't drop it because he didn't technically die in the fight. So I'm going to buy him a... If there's a sword upgrade, I'll buy him a sword. Although it's expensive, and it would be more economically efficient to just wait and buy him a mithril weapon. But the blacksmith is 2 fights away, and I'd rather him actually be more useful in a fight before then. Otherwise, I'm going to struggle to level him. And in the grand scheme of things, once I get to that smithy, the Scenario 2 has a heroes test like Scenario 1, so I'll be able to grind my levels up a little bit to make sure I can finish the game with no issues. I probably won't grind too much, or much at all, actually, because I don't need to do... I don't need to do anything completely ridiculous like kill a Titan, so there's no reason for me to. But I'll still do the heroes test for completion's sake and probably grind everybody to like a nice level. Did I talk to the little girl? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, we're going to go in and talk to Iria and her children in a bit. See what they got to say. It's mouldy. Wow. Cool. Oh, that's interesting. So, like, the marsh is fertile and swampy, and then the worms started to appear, presumably because they got wind of all the delicious food. Sucks to be this town. Oh, yeah, this is where they're stealing the giant worms from. Those Bullzombie people. Yeah, I imagine we're going to have to fight a queen worm after this. Because they've already said the poison worms live in the swamp outside. And it wouldn't surprise me if they just throw a queen worm at us. That was like the end boss of Chapter 5 for Symbios, so having it as the intro boss for Chapter 6 is about right, really. That's the weapon shop. That's the... Oh, actually, there's something here as well. And I think it's... You have to specifically examine the pipe to get a cheeky large mithril. This is the weapon shop. Can you enter this from both sides? No. I wonder where the item shop is here. Oh, hang on. There we go. Behind here is a thing, I'm pretty sure. More large mithrils that I don't really need, but there you go. Do you have anything in deals? Oh, just the stuff I sold. Let's get rid of this then while we're here. So I don't need... I'm never going to use the dark matter, so goodbye. I don't need the mist rapier, and no one else is ever going to use it. I'm going to get rid of these because they only give 2 attack. And I've got better accessories on almost everybody. That's your old axe. I think I've got one more battle bracer somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, it's only 3,000 gold, but it'll add up. Oh. How convenient that I got the haggle on the first go. Give me the power undies. I don't think I'm going to give this to anybody. Just... I mean, I could give it to Hazuki, but... To be honest, I'd rather her have extra luck. Oh. Oh, I will buy it. Deals. Undies. Penko can hold it. I don't like the idea of the tiny, newly hatched penguin baby wearing the thong, to be brutally honest. But, at least now I know I'm not going to lose it. So, we've got a deal. Right, so that's the thing that I sold because I don't want it. I've just sold that. I got the Ankh with resist +2. You might as well equip it. There's a better Ankh in the town, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I only lost 50 gold. That's not too bad. Is this a big upgrade for 0? Yeah, it's a pretty big upgrade. Even if it is 10 grand. So, I don't think there's anything else here worth buying. No. I could haggle with him to get a shell for Robbie or a spear for David, but I'm not going to, purely because the weapons that he would haggle for me are mithril weapons anyway, so I can get them cheaper once I get to the next town after this one. Why did General Fafard hold a grudge? Oh. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That was all a colossal misunderstanding anyway, to be honest. A really unfortunate one. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like Symbios and Median's Chapter 6s start at the exact same point. Because our Chapter 1 ended where their Chapter 2. And our Chapter 2 ended where their Chapter 3 ended. So it seems like we kind of caught up a little bit. Or like the whole Elbosom section and the Seagate part took quite a lot of time in-game. Oh yeah, we're going to have to escort more Emperor Domeric, aren't we? Something shit like a giant mushroom. Oh, that would have been the Valkyrie. Oh no, not Braff. Prince Aurora's already in the Empire, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense, because he was already there when Symbios arrives. That's the Titan. Well, I mean, that's kind of sort of how occupation works. But, you know, there you go. Right, so we need to loot a couple of things from the actual castle itself. One is a really, really good weapon. The rest of it is just sort of useful. Actually, he makes a fair point. For guards, nothing changes, really. So, I think the weapon's in here. The Holy Ankh, which I think we also found at the start of Chapter 6. This is the one that's got Aura 2 and you regen 4 health on it. Just equip that now, Eudo. And you're probably not going to unequip it, except maybe to cast resist occasionally. Yeah, actually, to be honest, I probably will use resist versus any like nasty spellcasters that are coming up. Well, the idea behind delaying the execution is hopefully we can come to some sort of resolution where we don't have to execute a child. At least ideally. I really don't think he was moved to mercy by me at all, let's be honest. He only stopped because Fidrit was like, if you upset Median, it's going to be real bad for you. Right, not all of the Imperial aristocracy. You need to get your facts right on this one. So, I'm led to believe there's something supposed to be in this pot. But I can't for the life of me work out how, what angle I'm supposed to expect it on. So, I'm pretty sure it's a mithril. And I've got so much mithril that it's irrelevant at this point. Well, unfortunately, that's sort of how Emperor Domeric rolls, isn't it? Oh, hold on, this is where I need to go later. I'll come back to this room. This is where Ilya is. A couple of things we need to pilfer from here. The cheeky hidden plant pot potion. And I think this is money. Yeah. Well, I'm sure this is going to be not sad dialogue at all. Yeah, we are technically Daddy's enemies. I wonder if these characters ever turn up again. Or we ever see them again. Maybe in the epilogue. Assuming they aren't executed. Hopefully they don't all get murdered. That would suck. That dialogue is strange, right? Because it's on an Imperial soldier. That would make sense if that was on the guy in green, because he'd be a Republican soldier. Well, I did my best. Okay, so the tax rate's going up. That's not great. And kind of like semi-conscription. To be fair though, I guess they could see the Empire's invasion coming, so that does sort of make sense. So I'm pretty sure there's an item in one of these pots as well. Yeah, I guess right. A small mithril I'm actually happy with, because I have a lot less of those. So Headland Castle is screwed, basically. Not that I know where Headland is. I assume we might be heading through it. Oh no, we went through Headland, didn't we? That was the other side of the cave. It would be nice if we could sneak them out. Yes, I'd like to leave Swampland Castle. So there's going to be a little bit of story here. I don't think it's very long, but I'm going to just leave it on the end of this Fluff episode. So I'll catch you in a little while. So with that aside, we're going to need to cross this marsh, but we'll be doing that in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you next time.